All right, welcome to day 165 of my summer bulk. We'll be hitting some arms today. The goal of my arm session is to really focus on my delts. I tend to get a lot of a bigger pump whenever I do those supersets, hammer curls, and the side lateral raises, which you guys will see. My delts get big, but they particularly get bigger when I'm in this sort of, I don't know if I want to call it momentum, but it's this sort of rhythm. Like when I get into a rhythm with it, feeling the squeezes and feeling my delts just breaking as each rep, my delts start to get bigger, especially my side delts. So yeah, we'll look forward to that. For biceps, I do want to get a kind of the same thing. It's a bit of a rhythmic movement, but it's more of the total squeeze and range of motion. So yeah, it's a mix of things. And come to think of it, because we are doing arms, I think arms is one of the most, let's say arms can activate a lot when you have a lot more rhythmic movement compared to doing, let's say, chest or legs. I find that when you have a bit more of a rhythm, your arms really respond quickly. So that's going to be the focus today. Start off with 50s with behind the necks. Some 60s then. We'll change the next set. I just know how much my body can keep going. was that, 6 or 5? Yeah, that way we get enough, a little bit of a pre-exhaust once we do the supersets, because that's when that delt starts to pop for me. Doing those hammers inside, that's the bread and butter. All right, max on those would be 30, and my delts do get bigger when there's more of a rhythmic movement, so I can't do such heavy weight. And it's a delt too, so it's not like, yeah, let's do that. I feel there's a lot too when I'm controlled, not so much swinging into it. You could, but for me, I get a better lock on my delt when I'm just more controlled instead of just doing this. It could be the variation, because the normal one is when you do this, but I'm doing this, so it's a bit different. Then we can get to 25. And sometimes you control when you do want to push the weights, right? But sometimes you do have to understand what sort of muscles you're doing, especially with delts, man. Those are smaller muscles. You're not doing quads, you're not doing hamstring, you're not doing chest. They require more, I would say, finesse. At least for me, it's like a bit more of a rhythmic thing, and there's a build up to it. I didn't immediately get to the 25 to do the second set. I'm now doing it on the third set because I know that by this third set, I'm able to do those reps with just failure. And even the second one, I went to failure. But I do think that as each set compounds, the level of failure should rise. Pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I can see the pump through the shirt. All right, let's get into an incline and do the lateral raises. I think on camera, I tend to go pretty fast. I think even doing these, but I feel it though, either way, which could be a little bit of a misconception. Now, of course, if I have a slower negative and a slower positive, it would be pretty hard. But again, I'm not, we're right in between doing heavier and light. Now that could be moderate weight, but just a slight bit more heavier because you guys know that in arms is like a 4-set thing for me. So if I do the negatives and positives, I feel like that would be more towards the light moderate. That could be maybe something good as a transition into trying to change the reaction of my delt if I plateau, but for now this is good. There was only 120 here and the other 20 was over there. Weird. The other thing too with these is that sort of racing like a V. For me, I like to do more of a V race than a side race because I feel like I can work my rear, but also my sides. Well, to be frank, no, not my rear, but my front and side at the same time. I would say equally too, which is why I like that better because when I do side, I feel more on the side. And the front is a little bit. This one I feel both. All right, let's move on to biceps. And let's stay here too. We got all the space we want here. I'm gonna start here lighter than what I usually do because intervals are by 5. So I know if I do 5, I'll start by 20, I'll start by 25, I'll start by 30. I know by the time I get to 30, I think I did 30 once and I did like 8 reps. We're doing 4 sets. So even if I get to the 4th set with the 30, I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get past like 4 reps. So it doesn't make sense. We'll have to start 5 pounds lighter in order to keep up with the increment here because the increment is different. That's why I like EOS better in terms when I do arms because I'm able to manipulate more the weight ratio. by 2.5s than rather by 5s. Because I'm not strong yet to that level. I'm not curling like fucking 50 pounds. $15, $20, $25, $30. Let's do another 15. Because I'm pre-exhausting more doing the first set, so you gotta get the ego out of it too, man. It's all about the range of motion. Once you got that, do whatever way you want, but form's gotta be on point. So here's a cool piece of info. The fact that I'm doing much lower weight, doing these dumbbell curls, the level of intensity is more centered. What I mean is that because this sort of movement is more of stretching, coming in, contracting and flexing the bicep, that I'm doing lower weight so I have more control of each movement. As it comes down, which is really what I should be doing with a lot more weight that I usually do, I tend to, and you guys see this, I tend to go like this normally. But if I switch it up a bit and I come more sideways, just do it. Go like this and then do this. It's harder. It is actually harder because your elbow is towards your hip. It's harder to swing like this. So the fact that you're keeping it like this sideways helps prevent you from swinging, which makes it harder to come up, meaning you get to flex the bicep more. So, yeah. All right, let's get to a 20. Now that we had that thing going, let's do the same thing with a 20. See, this is key. That's key. See, it's more centered. It's hard to explain, but this is how I grew my biceps, doing like that over that short period of time. My I have to be more controlled and rather just swinging like a gorilla. So, doing that and going to failure, it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Best feeling in the world, where you feel everything, every millisecond coming down, coming up, and going to failure too. Let's keep the 20s to keep it clean. I'm pretty sure if I add a 25, I'll likely do 6 reps. This is more of a moderate rep range. Oh yeah, we're getting back to the basics, man. I love it. It's like getting back to the old days, which was 7 months ago, where you're just completely on every single movement you're doing. One little thing I did find out that my elbow, as my elbow got higher, like up to here, and I kept it away from my hip, but in the same area, went up, it was harder. It's a good thing to keep in mind. All right, let's do spider curls. I love it. I love that I found that out right now because you guys are seeing a side of me that you haven't. Something that I did several months ago before I started filming my bulk and stuff. We're getting back to it. I'm gonna be talking a lot today because I'm getting some stuff from the old, which I like, because we've been doing something different for a month and a half. But the fact that what I've been doing for almost no time at all. A month is very quick, but a month and a half, and the principles when I started training, which a lot, like 99% of it is muscle to mind connection. When I did that, here's the thing, the best word to describe it is effectiveness. What I'm doing right here is more effective for me. Yes, we're doing lower weight, but it's not. Here's the thing. You could watch someone go to failure, but are they going to failure effectively? That's more important than going to failure. Like, are you going to failure effectively? If you're not going to failure effectively, then you're not going to see the max gains as you want to go. Because that is the main reason why you're going to failure, because you want to see max gains for that muscle. But it really has to do with how effective you're going to failure. Because you could do these bicep things, but are you able to utilize more of a bicep flexion during here, not just here, but during here, up in here, and also in the negatives? That's the real question, and that's the key. I'm gonna be talking a lot. Oh man, I'm so excited. It's this man looks so stupid, but it's just that there's a key quality when you just started working out, and that's the feeling when you first train, because your body's not used to it. Well, even though I've been training, not long ago, it's been 10 months, but with more weight, and even though my body slightly adapted more than when I started, I'm still able to remember and place myself subconsciously to do those same movements and that connection towards my bicep when I was starting. And the fact of just doing that, I just feel like I'm getting the failure more effectively. That's why, I don't know. You can listen to anyone as much as you want. You can listen to Arnold, you can listen to Franco, you can listen to Ronnie Coleman, you can listen to Jay Cutler, you can listen to Lee Priest, you can listen to Paul DeLay, you can listen to whoever the fuck you want. But the key important thing, okay? The key important thing is whatever feeling you get when you train, when you know that thing is best for you, then a lot of stuff you've ever done, stick to that. There's nothing else that could be better for you. Nothing else. And go to failure, and oh my god, you're gonna have monstrous gains. Obviously, your body's gonna plateau and adapt, but that's the point. You have to mutate what your quality is, what your advantage is. Let's do hammer curls with concentrations. The funny thing is that even though my arms are covered, but just the fact of looking at my forearms, I can tell that my biceps are pretty big right now. By just looking at my forearms, I can kind of already tell.
Pretty good. I'm like, as I said, transitioning back to the old me a little, but it's still in the adapting process with it. I'm way too excited. I'm talking a lot because I'm really excited. I just know I have moments where I know some good shit. I mean, as I was saying, I know when my muscles are almost close to maximizing than other things, other workouts, and this is what I feel right now. Further clarifies my thought about my biceps, the way how they react. So far, they're more of a volley based, yeah, more of a paced out control rep failure muscle than rather a heavy poundage. That's what I see. Fucked up the angle on that. Can't tell if that was my third or fourth set. Well, I'm not sure, so we'll do one more. Better to do another than to leave out ones that you're not sure of. Let's do a quick squat pose because I want to see. I'm very curious how my palm biceps are compared to doing them with what we've been usually doing for the rest of our arms workout for these past several weeks. Let's check. I'm genuinely curious, but I do know that doing it the way how I just did it today, they're going to be way bigger. Because I'm understanding how my particular biceps work. Each person has a different way, and I'm finding that mine, I think, work better with volume. Yeah, there's more peak. There is more peak. Oh yeah. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I can already see that it has more peak. And as I told you, if the interval that we did was 2.5, my pump would be bigger now. I haven't done triceps yet. Yeah. That's the way. That is the way. This is so cool. That is the way then. That is. Volume it is. doing a slightly wider grip than usual. I just want to see how it feels. Felt pretty good, but I will say, just my grip is slightly outward. My shoulders have to kind of balance out the weight. I'm not sure. The shoulders is what is a little sketch to me. The 60. Even though, I mean, it's not like I'm doing 80 pounds, but still. Doing skull crush. Let's get a 60. Nope. I wish I had like I don't know, some counter that can see how many reps I'm doing and sends me the signal through my earphones. I get 1, 2, 3. The thing is, I'm always just so focused on the muscle I'm trying to do that I completely forget about the reps I'm supposed to do. So I just accustom myself to just go to failure. But like I just black out with the reps, the rep numbers. Damn. And that's very important because I don't know how many reps I did with this one. So it's hard to track. I always say that. I really need to get better at counting. Oh no, that's way harder. It's harder, but it's able to peak out when you send a complete 90 degree. Because I'm really just doing this. Well, no, like that. But I'm not doing this. do kickbacks. And every time I do kickbacks, I always think that I'm like twisting my wrist. But every time I look myself in the video, I do, you know, twist the wrist, but very slightly, like maybe up to here. But in my head, I think I'm like twisting like this. That reminds me of when Arnold did bicep curls. When Arnold dumbbell curls, and he used to carry more weight on the edge, on the outer side, than the complete other side, the complete opposite. Because it's kind of the same thing what I was explaining here. When you're flexing, if you flex your bicep flexes when you do this. But if you kind of try it out, if you keep your wrist pointed towards your shoulder, that's where you start. If you slightly twist it, if you're doing a right bicep thrust, if you twist it outward towards the right side, your bicep flexes even more. Okay, well, if you apply this variation in doing dumbbell curls, your bicep will get bigger because you're flexing it more with more pressure. Do a side tricep pose, you know, doing the whole this thing. Well, I think if you pretend like each squeeze in is that, like if you're pretending to pose up, I think you could hit your tricep even better. I'm gonna do that. I think that was 14. Yeah, and then into a 20, you felt like you do 10. Let's keep the 15. I just want the quality of the rep for this training session to be at its highest as I can. since we're already going at that pace, I mean, I'm not doing as what I was doing before, which is just adding more heavy weight. Especially that the interval is much higher, so I can't do an interval of 2.5s, and especially that I'm doing a kickback. But each set that's coming by, I'm not even able to do the same amount of reps that I was doing in the first set. Alright, we're done with kickbacks. Let's do tricep pull downs. Now let's apply the same principles. I mean, tricep pull downs are a little different for me because ever since I started doing them months ago, I wasn't able to build gradually on pull downs doing something similar to when I do biceps, which is more volume. But I found that I think my triceps grew even more when I added the more sort of like a heavier set to lower set thing. So I might do that. It's just, you see, like there's some, I don't know, your body's like that. It's not black and white. It is absolutely not black and white. There's some things that you should do the typical 3 sets and 10 reps and just wait. So there's some things that maybe that's not the case. Maybe you gotta add in 4 sets with like 15 reps. You gotta really see your body. You gotta listen to it. All right, let's get it moving. Last one. And we'll go a bit slower. Let me try to put it on 80. Even though this is kind of outside of what we were doing, I just want to try see if I can at least do 3 or something. No, that's too heavy. Alright, that's lighting, and to be honest, best area to speak. So that's pretty good. Let's pose down. Honestly, I find it better to have this way back, or you know what, like this. This too. This is what. If I stand here.
All right, what's up, guys? It's me from the future. I figured I wanted to talk like this because I think in my car video I was kind of going a bit off topic. So just to keep it short, in my arm days, for that day, I did feel something way different than ever before, and you guys saw based on how much I've talked. I noticed that my biceps, my arms work way better with much more frequency. And that's something that you have to really learn when you work out. Sometimes you apply a bit heavier sets, but maybe a bit of frequency can help at times. And whichever thing gives you the biggest pump constructively, right? You don't want to do exercises that simply just pump up blood, and that's why your biceps are bigger. Because usually people get a pump from doing lighter weights, like light weights. I'm not doing light weights, I'm doing moderate weights. I mean, you've seen me, I can't go past 15 to 12. So it also is based on how you can pre-exhaust your muscles. So for me, I noticed that my arms work in a way that I have to pre-exhaust them a lot in the first stage. And once I get to the other workouts, I start to constructively build that muscle for the next 3 workouts. So it just, that's how my body type is, you know. And as you work out more, you understand your own body type, how your biceps respond to weights, to movements. Same thing with your delts, your triceps. I feel like for me, my delts are more of a visual work. I have to visually look at myself and I can really concentrate on working on a particular side of the delt and I can get it bigger. And for triceps, it could be the same story, although triceps are not as visual that I need to do when it comes to delts. But triceps for me are not so different from biceps in terms of frequency. I need to do reps with those. But yeah, that's the basis of it. And it does make sense because, you know, your arms are a smaller muscle compared to your legs, right? Or your chest or your back. Your arms are one of the smallest muscles you have in terms of bodybuilding. Of course, there's way smaller muscles, but I'm talking about overall, like I'm talking about complete muscles that are placed in your body. The smallest ones have to be your delts, biceps, and triceps. So it makes sense that for me, I need to do just a bit more sets and a bit more reps in. I like to really do free weight. You guys see me, I don't change my workouts. I don't see the need to. I think free weights, I'm a pretty old school person when it comes to working out. I don't touch much machines just for the fact of, like, I feel like I can manipulate a lot of the controls with free weights. So I'd rather adopt a free weight mentality at my younger stages. That way I can really do some creative things later down in the road in a few years. So that's the way how I think about it. But yeah, good arm day. I think I'm just gonna leave it up to here. I'll see you guys next time.